Welcome to Comcast on the Red Carpet. Hi, I'm Elena Russo at Washington, D.C.'s own Mexican Cultural Institute, where exploring art and fashion is just one way the Smithsonian Latino Center enriches lives.
Well, we're having an exhibition of huipiles. Huipiles that are traditional dresses of Mexican women hand-woven, and how that tradition has traveled to San Antonio and created this movement of the self-called huipilistas, which are women that make huipiles, wear huipiles, paint women with huipiles, photograph women with huipiles. So it's like a whole movement of how this garment has become a sign of identity and a sign of tracing your roots within Mexican culture.
This exhibit that you see tonight, Huipiles, a celebration, is part of the Mexico at the Smithsonian program series that we are celebrating this year. Every year, the Smithsonian Latino Center celebrates a different Latin American country and culture, and this year it's Mexico to coincide with the celebration of our 10th year. So it's a really, really big year for us, and we thought we'd celebrate it in homage to the largest Latino population here in the United States.
Well, it's really important, of course, the Smithsonian's concerted effort basically to bring in all the different Mexican culture, art, and into their whole collection, of course, but also with their affiliates, which is so important throughout the United States. But it's really the sharing of cultures and ideas, and not necessarily that which differentiates us, but brings us together as a people.
Culture, I think, has always been a key component of an ongoing dialogue between Mexico and the United States. It speaks to the growing presence and power of the Hispanic community in the United States. But it also, I think, talks about the future of how two bordering countries are developing new ways of dialogue, new cultural expressions, and I think this exhibit is a prime example of that.
I discovered these wonderful things called huipiles about 4 years ago in Oaxaca. And not long after that, I went to the Metropolitan Museum and saw an exhibit called Matisse and His Textiles. And he did all these wonderful paintings of women wearing exotic textiles from all over the place. And I made a mental note at that time that there should be an exhibition of paintings and photographs of women wearing huipiles. This is the end product of that.
You know, it's an article of clothing, but the huipil is also a statement of who you are. And I feel that this is a representation of something that's important not only to Mexico, but to Mexican Americans who wear them, who make them, and who have the pleasure of showing off.
As I began to read the history about the huipil and learning their whole process of how they're made and just the whole thought that goes into them, I just felt like there was a certain calling for me because I love nature. I love shooting nature as well as fashion photography, so it really drew me in.
Well, this is a day and age that probably few people would have predicted that we'd be seeing this in our country, the blending of two cultures like never before. And to have an exhibition like this with the art, the photography, and so many people that are excited about it is a big deal. And it's a good thing to do, especially in light of a lot of the discussions we're having now about the growing Hispanic population.
Comcast is proud to support this type of event because this offers the Latino community an opportunity to come and go back to its roots, particularly those of, in this case, of Mexican heritage, where they can come and see the artwork of some of these very incredibly talented Mexican artists, particularly the women in this case, and highlighting their work.
So I see this as something that truly could actually unite many of us in understanding cultures and such, customs, mores, and we'll find out that we have much more in common than sets us apart.
Being in the nation's capital, I think it is very fitting, the fact that this year the Smithsonian will dedicate the second semester of 2007 and 2008 to Mexico, I think is a very powerful statement of how important one country is to the other. And I find it an issue of great honor to have Mexico portrayed in such a fabulous way through the institution.
All our programs are free and open to the public, so we strongly encourage you to check our website frequently because we're constantly updating the range of activities for the public, and that's at www.latino.si.edu.
Exploring colorful art forms is a great start to a lifelong partnership between cultures. For Comcast on the Red Carpet, I'm Elena Russo.